Hello guys, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel. It is your favorite girl, Dinah Ekweme, in the building. And yes, from the title of the video, we will be talking to Nigerians. We will be talking, not just me, because I believe that the comment section is there for us to talk, for us to interact. Believe me, you a lot of people that come to watch my video, most of the time after watching, or even as they're watching, they're going through the comments to see if they can gain more information, if they can gain more insights. So please, if you can relate to this particular topic I'm going to talk about, because this is quite personal for me, if you can relate, if you have any ideas, if you're in the UK, if you're in Nigeria, and you've had to, in whatsoever way, gain small information, whether it's from your own personal whatever, or from friends, relatives, hearsay, let's talk all about it in the comment section. Okay, this is a disclaimer. If you know that your sole purpose of going to the UK is just to study and come back to Nigeria, this video is not for you. If you're also in the category of people who have been given scholarship or who are sponsored by the Nigerian government to go abroad to study, especially, we're talking specifically about the UK. If you know that you've been sponsored by the government, by your company, and you're required to return to Nigeria immediately after your studies, this video may not be for you. But if you know truly that you want to go to the UK, you have made plans, probably you're fresh out of secondary school, or you are just confused, you have a list of countries that you really want to choose from, and UK is one of them, and you want to go there to study and afterwards settle or gain some work experience after your studies, this video is for you if you're a Nigerian. Because honestly, I can't talk about other African countries. I can only relate to Nigeria because I have been there. I have graduated from uni, and this is 2 years after graduating from uni, 2 years after moving back to Nigeria from the UK. So I have a lot of personal things to talk about, not just personal, but things that statistically can be proven, things that you see on a daily basis, things that a lot of people, to be honest, are not talking about, things that people will lie to you and say, oh, come, greener pastures, this, that, just for you to spend money, and then you end up just being frustrated. We're going to talk all about it. Nigerians, please, and please, if you're going to the UK to study and afterwards wanting to settle or gain work experience, do not apply to UK universities. Here are my reasons. If this is your first time visiting my channel, I am a graduate of biomedical science from the University of Brighton, United Kingdom. My course was a 3-year course. At the University of Brighton, you're allowed to freely choose to apply for placements during your second year, which I did apply for. I applied to various hospitals, especially NHS affiliated hospitals. Mind you, when I'm talking about placements, is not, if maybe you're 100 in a class, only 25 may want to do placements, because it's just a choice of you wanting to take a year off, because that would mean an extra year added to your visa. So if you get the placement during your second year, instead of going directly to your final year, you get to do the 1-year placement, and then later on your final year, your visa of course will be extended if you're Nigerian and you get a placement in your second year. Unfortunately for me, I was unlucky to get a placement during my second year, and that did take a toll on me, not just on my confidence, but a whole lot of things. And I wouldn't blame the system totally for it. It may be that my interview questions weren't answered right. It may be that I wasn't the best candidate for them. It may be that my CV or cover letter wasn't. A lot of factors could have contributed to me not getting a place during my second year, but that's by the way. Fast forward to final year, a lot of you, I get this question. That's why I'm actually bringing up this video, so that you guys will stop asking me this question. Why did I move back to Nigeria? Why didn't I remain in the UK? The trauma of coming back to Nigeria made me to avoid answering that question from a lot of you who asked, I just couldn't stay back in the UK. A lot of factors actually contributed to it, but mainly I blame the UK system for returning to Nigeria. Anyway, back to my final year story. I got to my final year, I graduated, and upon graduation, like every normal graduate, you cook up your CV, your cover letter, and you go out into the real world to get a job. Most laboratories and most hospitals were not afraid to tell me that, girl, you have no experience and we need experience. Most of the jobs, most of the graduate jobs, I don't know how a graduate job will require that you have 5 years experience or 3 years experience or 2 years experience, when in reality there's only 1 year of placement in uni, and it's just a struggle. So most people didn't take me on that basis, on the basis that, number one, I had no prior experience. Number two, I'm still on a student visa, fam. Which company, which hospital, which organization will take you on a student visa and still be willing to sponsor you? Only when they know that you're exceptional, only when they know that there is no British person to take up that position, no European, then they will probably consider other African countries and then you as a Nigerian. My tier 4 student visa commenced exactly on the 29th of September 2014 and expired 7th of October 2017. I graduated July of that 2017. So how many months do I have left? Even if I get a job, who will take me on a student visa? A lot of companies wouldn't want to sponsor you when they know that they have even a 2-2 British graduate that can take up that position. Mind you, you've paid twice of, in fact, sometimes in most cases, 3 times of what home students, that's British students, pay. For an undergraduate degree in any average UK university, you're paying approximately £15,000 to £19,000 to £20,000, thereabouts. For a master's student, you're paying probably £20,000 to £25,000, depending on the uni you're going to. So tell me how it is fair that after you finish investing such amount of money studying in the UK for the amount of years you've been given to study, finishing afterwards and hoping to at least gain work experience to use your degree, they tell you, hell no, we can't sponsor you. Or you'll be there with your first class, no experience, or even first class with experience, and they will take a UK citizen with a second class or a third class. Tell me, what system is that? And I know a lot of you came for me when I talked about regretting studying in the UK. If you haven't watched that video, I'll link it below. A lot of you came to the comment section with this, oh, if you're looking for a placement, if you're coming to the UK, it's easy to get a placement, it's easy to get a job afterwards, it's easy to do this, it's easy. I'm not saying it's impossible. I am not talking about, definitely there are Nigerians that get placement whilst in their university. There are Nigerians that get job offers after their graduation. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that that's not happening in the UK, but I'm talking about how often, how favorable is that? How immigrant friendly is the UK? Let's say 20 people apply for a job after graduating from a UK university. Let's also say that 10 of them are UK citizens, 5 of them are Europeans, and 5 are Nigerians. They will employ, what I'm trying to say is that they will employ 10 UK citizens, they will employ at least 2 to 3 Europeans, and probably 1 to non-Nigerian. That is what I'm talking about. If the UK is giving you a study visa, it is strictly a study visa. Of course, some visas come with work permits. What I'm trying to say is that I would rather Nigerians apply to countries like Australia, Canada, USA, even Germany, France, than apply to the UK if they're looking to gain work experience afterwards, or if they're looking to settle after studies, because the UK is not that friendly when it comes to things like that. Okay, now they're seeing the patterns with everything. Now they're seeing that a lot of Nigerians are withdrawing, a lot of people are getting smarter with things like this. This Brexit is giving them correct wahala, so they've decided to extend the work limits, the working whatever after your graduation, to 6 months. Who does that when countries are giving 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, what am I going to do with a 6? So if peradventure I get a job after 6 months, what happens? What happens? Do I have to renew my work permit? Do I have to are you bundling me and sending me back to my father's house in Nigeria? What happens after? Please don't come to the comment section and praise yourself and talk about how you got a placement, how you got a job afterwards, how you're living well in the UK, how you're doing well. We are talking about the majority of Nigerians. How many Nigerians are being taken into placement places? How many Nigerians are being taken into jobs after their graduation? How many Nigerians are staying back in the UK? How many Nigerians do you hear, oh, okay, I've just graduated, I've gotten a job? We're talking about percentage of Nigerians. Look at this program I did in Benin City. The training program I did in Benin City just to get a license, a medical laboratory license here in Nigeria to practice. Most of the graduates were all UK graduates. I didn't see any USA graduate. I didn't see any Canadian graduates. I didn't see any Australian, Germany. Why always the UK? Most Nigerian returnees are UK graduates. Why is it so? Why is it that you go to most sectors in Nigeria and you find that it's only UK people that are coming back to this Nigeria? Why don't we talk about these things enough? Why don't we talk about the system that is not favoring us Nigerians? Someone can apply to go study in Canada and they give them visa today. Their school is starting September, but they are free to travel to Canada, start working even before uni starts. Why is it not applicable in the UK? A student might decide that, oh, I can't do this uni thing anymore. I just want to take out time to think about what I need to do, you know, just refresh my head, or maybe find a career path that is suitable for me, drop out of uni and maybe start doing something else whilst, you know, getting back on track. They can do that in Canada, they can do that in America, they can do that in Australia. Why can't you do it? The moment you just think about that, revoking or just thinking about dropping out, you're finding yourself in your father's house in Nigeria. The UK doesn't take all of that. I'm not saying all of this to say that I detest the UK. No. If ever you even give me a UK visa now, I will book the next available flight and be going. I just detest the system. The system is not favorable to our brothers and sisters. So please, let's tell the truth. A lot of people are doing a lot of things just to stay back in the UK. There are so many people staying, working illegally. There are so many people without passports. We need to say the truth about the UK system towards Nigerians. I know that some Nigerians out of Nigeria, they have created a bad name. They have done certain things that have dented our country and made us gone. Like, when you talk about Nigerians, people don't even want to hear it. But that doesn't stop other countries from giving us work. That doesn't stop other countries from handing us opportunities. Why is it that people have to go through thick and thin? People have to go through hell. There are people that are doing really illegal stuff, even legal stuff, but they don't have papers and they are still in the UK. People go through the worst just to get the UK passport or even to settle in the UK. These are things we need to talk about enough. I'm not making this video to tell you, oh, the UK is bad. No, it is good for who it is good for. But if you're looking to go to the UK after studying and then settling afterwards, getting work experience, I would say that you try other countries before trying the UK, because the possibility is very thin. The possibility that I've seen people with first class, but they still couldn't get a job in the UK. They are being employed by even European countries, UAE countries. Please, I really need to know your thoughts on this situation. If you're a UK returnee, let me know what your experience was in the UK. If you're still in the UK studying, how is placement opportunity going for you? If you're currently job hunting, talk to us about it. Let's know the situation of things. If you're yet to apply to any UK university, or you've put the UK in your list, what research have you done so far to say, okay, this is my life after studying, this is what I want to do after studying, this is the kind of experience I want to gain after studying? I really need to know. If you're already settled in the UK, whether you studied here in Nigeria or you studied in the UK, let me know your experiences as well. Anyway, yeah, I'll be ending the video here. Thank you so much for watching. Do give this video a thumbs up, subscribe as well. Hopefully I'll see you in my next video. For now, bye.